Hey collectors, Anthony from HNE here, and today we are going to check out Transformers Legacy Wreck and Rule Spindle. A new character and fossilizer created for this set. Spindle is a Spinosaurus that has teamed up with Wrecker's leader Impactor. When we get back, we will check out this bony Autobot. And to your left is Paleotrex from, I want to say Earthrise or Kingdom. I can't remember when Fossilizer started. It might be Siege. Anyway, on your right, of course, is Spindle from the Transformers Legacy Wreck and Rule collection. Now, this box typically, well, it does. It comes with Impactor, but he is another review. So before we take a look at these guys, let's take a look at the box. It is a nifty box. Made of cardboard. Here is the side, has the Legacy side panel on it. Here is the transformations. You can come into pieces. Yep. Other side of the box. Top of the box. And in the box is all of this. Now you're probably asking yourself, what hammer piece did you get? Well, it's actually the hammer itself. I also have the piece that goes here, but I don't have the side pieces. I don't have the base, but you know that's what came with it. Weapons were in this nice paper here. So this is something they're doing, and of course here's the board they're attached to, and those were the paper ties, which are nice and eco-friendly. Here are the instructions, and here's the don't hurt yourself paper. Looking at these guys close up, they're fairly close. I think the head sculpt on Spindle, though, might be more... It looks almost like, wing finger? But the head sculpt for the dinosaur, and of course the spine itself, the main piece is different, but everything else is generally the same. If we take a side look, you can kind of see it's a similar configuration, except the dinosaur hands are different. And of course, as I mentioned, the head sculpt. And as all fossilizers are, you basically take this guy apart to transform him. He is truly a parts former. And the one thing I thought was really neat, and I'm like, well, you can't really use him that way, is his head comes off and does this, which I'm like, can you take the head? No? Okay, I don't understand, like, why. But, I get the reference, but, it's just supposed to be, like, his head. But, his head comes off for some reason, so that's a thing. So, transforming him, you take him apart. He is just a pile of messes. Ugh. Oh, I should note, and this is a problem I have on both arms, that this piece does not hold very well. I put it in, I thought maybe if I put a little pressure on it, it'd stay. Nope. So these pieces fall apart real easy. Makes me a little bit sad. And the other one just did it by me simply touching it. And, you can put it back together real easy, but I'm thinking maybe a rubber band. Something just to hold it into place. There's something to look into later. And as we continue to take it apart, pull this little face mask off. The head turns around because you need it to do this. Pull this apart. Pull this apart. And the legs come off. And you've got this whole mess of parts. Now, so I figure first thing first is to get the rib cage together for the assembly of the main piece of the bot. And it involves this piece here fitting into little grooves on the inside of here. So there is this tab that kind of goes in here. And you have to fit it perfectly. I'm trying to remember exactly how. Yeah, there we go. It goes like this. And then there is the other neck piece that goes in because you're completing the fin stack that connects together. And you just slide it onto the port here. Although I probably should have done that first before tabbing it in, but yeah, no, doing it off the top of my head. So, put that in, and just going to be a jerk about it. Just make sure everything stays in place. And you want to close this over it and of course making sure that the other side tabs in. And I mean, it already comes up pretty awesome looking. So then you have the mask, and there's these tabs here, and this goes onto the mask here, and I believe it goes on this way. If it doesn't, it goes on the other way. But it kind of helps lock it together. And on the, there we go. So kind of like this. I guess the spikes are supposed to be forward, which is whatever. We're going to put that aside because we need to be able to build the rest of it. So the legs are the hands. Or the hands are the legs. And we can just slowly start making them into legs. Then the feet you do this with. And these areas will be the knees. And then of course these will be what connects to the bot. Although this is the way they're supposed to go. Let's see. We'll put this one on here. And I was like, do I have them backwards? I feel like I have them backwards. No, that's correct there. The foot in the wrong side. There we go. And again, it's falling off. QC really needs to be paid attention to. Not everything messes up for me, but that bothers me some. So as you see, we have these here, and while we're working on that, we can finish putting together the spine here and the tail. And the interesting thing about this being a Spinosaurus is it's a front heavy figure, so you kind of have to do some juggling to get it to stand up, and he stands up pretty much like this. I mean, I guess you could use the tail if you want some ballast, but it's pretty cool. You got a nice mouth there. You can make him roar. And let's see what he looks like against Paleotrex. So here they both transformed, and as you can see, the differences here. Of course, Paleotrex is a T-Rex or a raptor, depending on who you are and how much you love dinosaurs. Maybe you can tell the difference. There's a YouTuber named Crimson Raptors who argues with me about it. He'd probably know better than I do. I'm a fan of dinosaurs, but I'm not like a paleontologist, you know? Anyway, different parts, typically just the head and the spine, everything else on those hands are generally the same. I have noticed one thing. As these guys age, their joints become less reliable. That's why I'm using their tails to prop them up. Not really a problem with him yet, but his legs are super loose now. But speaking of, the one thing I do like is the fact that the jaw is articulated. He just looks real cool with those sharp teeth. And Spindle is no different. As I showed before, you can do this, but I just don't like the way the jaw is intercepted. I get it, it's needed for the transformation, but you can offset the jaw. That's very weird. Although there's this port here, I don't know what that's for, but it's just his face is kind of right there, and you can't turn it away, so he's always looking at the back of his head. So that's just a little different. But right now, with the two Wrecker Dino Fossilizers here, Decepticons are at a disadvantage. I was hesitant at first about collecting Fossilizers, but I love dinosaurs way too much to not collect these bony bastions of prehistoric times. With Master Dominus releasing soon, the Predacons are now sorely lacking in equivalent skeletal forces. With that said, tell me in the comments what you thought about this action figure. Did you get it, and what did you think about it? Thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe.